Welcome to the Weekly Roar, coming live from the Lion's Den, helping new managers become great leaders and awesome bosses. And now, here's your host, Greg Storch.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Lion's Den. This is the Weekly Roar. Today, I'm going to discuss one of the most essential qualities for a leader. Do you know what that is? Well, stick with me because I'm going to let you know in just a second. But first, I'm Greg Storch. I'm the founder of Lion Enterprise, a leadership development and coaching business where I focus on creating winning work cultures one leader at a time. I'm a certified professional leadership coach and a certified leadership speaker and trainer. Last week, I continued my new leadership series called Leadership Reboot 2020, Start With You. It's my latest leadership series that's designed to bring us all back to basics by doing a leadership reboot and hopefully helping all of us to take a look at ourselves as leaders first. It all starts with you. Now, last Wednesday, I talked about servant leadership, and I shared my story about how I finally realized that I was one. I shared a few practices that you can use to help you get better at servant leadership, and I walked you through a self-assessment. I gave you some questions you can ask yourself that can help you to develop into a servant leader who adds value to your followers every day. If you missed that episode of the Weekly Roar, then all you have to do, go to my website at lion-enterprise.com and click on the Lion's Pride Library, where you'll find links to all of my videos. Last week's video is number 91. Man, we're sneaking up on my 100th episode, and I have something really cool planned to celebrate. So be on the lookout to find out what's happening in the Lion's Den in mid-April. Hey, the Lion's Pride Library is a free resource to check out, and it's a great way for you to get more of the roar. All right, what do you say we get started with the Weekly Roar today? One of the most essential qualities of a leader is their ability to have vision. That's right, vision. Why is vision so important when it comes to leadership? Well, think about it for a second. The leader has to have the vision of where they're taking their followers. Without it, they're just aimlessly wandering around without any idea of what they're doing or why they're doing it. Vision is what gives meaning to all of that. What exactly are we doing and why are we doing it? And you know what? It's the leader's responsibility to cast that vision. It really helps to bring everything into focus. Not only is vision important for a team, but it also helps the leader as well. It gives us as leaders the passion and sense of direction for us to lead. Think of vision like having a roadmap. It's what gives us the focus we need to get where we're trying to go. It's what keeps us going, keeps us motivated. And when we're motivated, we keep our followers motivated too. Our vision is a picture of a future state, and knowing what that is gives everyone a sense of what they're trying to accomplish, where they're going, and why they're doing it. It's the common goal that bonds the team to come together and get stuff done. You've heard me say this before in my leadership series, that leaders see more and before others. That's something that all good leaders have in common. That's vision. It's essential for leaders to have vision because if they don't see the vision, the people they lead never will. One of the tools leaders can use for this is, of course, the vision statement. You've heard of those before, and you probably even have your own. I'm a business that helps leaders keep the human in human resources. My vision is to develop servant leaders who contribute to creating positive work cultures in their organizations by putting people first. Vision statements are really foundational documents in business because if it's done correctly, it will guide the company's direction for years. It looks towards the future and is intended to be a guide to help the company make decisions that align with its philosophy and their set goals. Like I said, it's a roadmap to where the company wants to be in a certain time frame. It helps to set a broad strategic plan that can help us from getting lost in the day-to-day details of running the business. IKEA's vision is to create a better everyday life for many people. Even though it's short and to the point, it sets the tone for their company. It makes it clear that they exist to offer low-priced, good furniture that fits everyone's lifestyle. Now, this isn't really a lesson on vision statements. This is about the importance of why leaders need to have vision, why they need to be able to see more and before others do. Here's some more reasons why vision is so important. First of all, if you can't see it, you can't be it. You've probably heard this before, but people do what they see. In other words, our followers depend on us for visual stimulation and direction. Good leaders have the ability to communicate their dreams effectively, and when they do, they attract followers and their vision grows. There's some people who just wander through life. They don't see the vision, and there's others who see it but just don't pursue it. Those are the people who follow leaders who not only see it and pursue it, but help others to see it and pursue it too. That's why it's a leader's responsibility to nurture their dreams and create their vision. Hold true to your dreams and they'll one day become a reality. The vision we hold close as leaders comes from within us, from our best thoughts, but we have to work to bring them to the surface, and it's our responsibility to put in the work to do that. When we nurture our vision and take responsibility for it, we can grow the vision and attract followers. Another thing is that if we want to have a vision for our leadership, we have to be prepared for it and anticipate it. When we get excited about what the future can hold for us, it can motivate us and help us get prepared for it. And if we get consistent about it, well, that anticipation we have can turn into the catalyst for our inspiration. That's important because we can only see what we're prepared to see. We all have the potential to possess a vision, but not everyone does. And that's a function of perspective. When you look at a field of dandelions, you can either see 100 weeds or 1,000 wishes. One of the biggest differences between a leader with vision and their followers is that the leader with vision understands that they have to believe it before they see it. Their followers, on the other hand, still think that they have to see it to believe it. What you see is what you get. As leaders, we have to strive to see more and before others do. We have to aspire for more and not be content with the here and now. We have to strive for the then and there in the future. Leaders can't take their people any farther than they can see, and that's why our vision has to be clear. Like anything else in leadership, nurturing and defining your vision is something you can get better at doing. And that has a lot to do with our mindset. You know, Napoleon Hill wrote, Cherish your vision and dreams as they are the children of your soul, the blueprints of your ultimate achievements. The blueprints of your ultimate achievements. Oh, it may seem challenging to work on increasing your ability to see more and before others do, but we all have the capacity to improve. We just have to know there's always more out there. When you reach the top of the mountain, you have to use it as a vantage point to find a higher peak and then head towards it. When we believe there's always more out there, that there is always more than one answer, we hold on to our creativity. It helps us to get to a point where we start to expect to see more and before others. There's two qualities we can possess that will help us stay focused on increasing our ability for visioning. It's creativity and flexibility. Together, they can help us see the future differently. They also allow us to think with an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. Having an abundance mindset releases the limitation of our beliefs and makes us believe that all things are possible. Another way to improve your ability to grab onto your vision is to surround yourself with people who will inspire you to see more and before others do. Now, I've talked many times about the importance of being intentional with choosing who we surround ourselves with, and this is another great example of why that's so important. When we intentionally surround ourselves with people and engage in experiences that both stretch our leadership and enlarge our vision, we discover that we aren't spending time, we're investing it. You know, it's damn near impossible to be around bigger people and not become bigger yourself. So actively search for people who can enlarge you and your vision and make that a top priority. Speaking of intentionality, I also wanted to mention the importance of our personal growth. Becoming intentional about our growth helps us to increase our capacity and our vision. As leaders, we have to make the time to continually expand ourselves, our capacity to be more and do more. It helps us shift our mindset from how long will it take to how far can I go? Personal growth will take you forward as a leader. And when you work on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed to do it. It will just pull you. So that's one more way to increase your capacity for vision, for seeing more and before others do. And that's to intentionally grow every day. So how does a leader actually implement the vision they get? Well, first of all, you have to own it. Leaders have to own it because they can't achieve a dream they don't own. And the same goes for their vision. We'll never get others to buy into a vision that we don't own. We gotta own it. So implementing our vision has a lot to do with where we look. Here's 5 suggestions to help you implement the vision within you. First is exactly that. Look within you. What do you feel? I already told you that you can't borrow someone else's vision. It has to be yours, and it comes from within you. So look within yourself. So why is it that we start on the inside? Well, first of all, there may be things on the outside that are distracting us from it. Every day there's someone or something trying to get in your way of where your vision wants to take you. the only way to get clear on those obstacles, the only way to clear those obstacles is to rely on the passion within, the strength inside to sustain you. If you're truly passionate about your dream, it will be enough to clear any hurdle. Another reason why you start within is because that's where vision gets its authenticity when you share it. It has to come from within you. If it doesn't come from within, then it's probably not yours to begin with, and that just results in creating uncertainty for everyone involved, including you as the leader. You know, Carl Jung said it best when he said, your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. That's why the first step to implementing your vision is to look inside. The next step is to look behind you. The art of reflection. What have you learned? Every significant vision held by leaders is built upon their past, the lessons that they've learned. So, what experiences from your past inform your vision? What have your failures taught you about life and leadership? Answer those questions because those are the things that need to be part of your vision as a leader. The third thing is that you should look around you. Do you see what's happening to others? You have to pay attention to this because you have to pay attention to the people you want to help implement your vision. Remember this law of leadership? People buy into the leader and then the vision. It's the law of buy-in. If you don't get people's buy-in, you'll never get anywhere with your vision. Good leaders watch their people to know when and how to present their vision. A good idea can become a great idea when people are ready for it. Leaders who get impatient with people and try to force their ideas before the ideas are accepted, well, they're just going to become frustrated in their efforts to see their vision become reality. Timing is everything, so be sure to look around before implementing your vision. Okay, the last thing is to look ahead of yourself. You have to see the big picture, of course, right? That's one of the ways we're able to see more and before others do. Looking ahead is the last thought for the making of a vision. It's probably one of the most important things to do in today's world. With the speed at which everything's changing, the ability for us as leaders to see more and before others helps us to avoid focusing on the here and now and focus on what will be in the future. So when you're getting ready to share your vision, remember to look within you, behind you, around you, and ahead of you. Now that you know what it takes to discover and develop your vision, there's just one more thing you have to do. Nothing will happen until you can paint a clear picture of it for people and get them to join you. After all, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? Every great vision has certain components to them. Great leaders include them in the picture of their vision so their people experience them. We should think of it as painting an actual picture. So first we're going to paint the horizon. The horizon gives perspective to others about the heights that they can achieve. Even though individuals ultimately determine how far or how high they want to go, as leaders, we can make sure we give them plenty of sky in their picture of our vision so they can expand their horizons. Next, we have to paint the sun. What do you think about when you see the sun? Warmth? Bright? Yeah, exactly. The sun in our vision provides warmth and hope. It's providing the light for a bright future. One of our biggest jobs as leaders is to keep hope alive, and people can feel the optimism that comes from the light we provide. Okay, so after that, we now can add some mountains because we all know that every vision has challenges before it. As a leader, we can't pretend that challenges don't exist. So go ahead and add those mountains to your vision picture as a way to acknowledge the challenges that may lie ahead. By acknowledging the obstacles, we assure our followers that we're in it together and we can conquer them as a team. All right, now it's time that we add in a little flower. Add some flowers to your picture. When you add flowers to your vision picture, it's a great way to remind that great vision takes time, energy, and effort that can't be accomplished all in one great push forward. It's a journey, and that long journey is going to require stops along the way. So those flowers remind leaders to allow people to stop and smell the flowers along the way so they can refresh mentally, emotionally, and physically. All right, next we need to add another important element to our vision picture, and that's a path, a roadway. People need direction. They need a path to follow. They also need to know that you know the way forward and can lead them there. That's the law of navigation. And the last element you need to add in your vision picture is you. That's right. You need to paint yourself in the picture. You have to add yourself. You have to place yourself in the picture to show your commitment to the vision and your desire to walk with your people. Remember, this is your vision, so you have to be the guide to follow and the person who will lend a hand when needed to climb. Wait a minute. That wasn't the last element. Okay, so add yourself, and then the last element I want you to add into your vision picture is to add something that people love. Why? Because people are motivated by who and what they love. So including that in your vision helps them to see the importance of their own roles in the big picture. Tying that to something or someone they love is a great way to do that. So include it in your vision. There. Now your vision picture is complete with all the essential elements needed. Remember this, if the vision isn't clear, then the mist in your mind will become a fog in your organization. It's our jobs as leaders to paint a clear picture of our vision for our followers. Want to develop the visionary within you? Here's a quick summary on how you can do that. Start with identifying your vision. If you don't have a clear vision for your leadership, spend time looking in the directions I mentioned earlier and ask these questions. When you look within you, what do you feel? When you look behind you, what have you learned? When you look around you, what's happening to others? And when you look ahead of you, what is the big picture? In order to increase your vision, you have to see more and before others do. If you aren't ahead of your followers, you'll soon lose your value to them as a leader. One way to avoid that is to work on improving your ability to see more and be for. You can do that by focusing on 3 things. First, as I mentioned, spend time with people who inspire you to dream bigger. Who do you know that you consider to be a big dreamer? Identify who those people are in your life and start getting time with them more frequently. The second thing is to get curious. Good leaders ask great questions. So ask questions that will help you see farther and wider than others see. Get out of your comfort zone and stop taking things at face value. Trust but verify, as I always say. So be curious and ask questions. And the third and final thing that you can do to help increase your vision is to develop a vision growth plan. Think about things you can do to grow in the area of vision. Stretch your thinking and expectations and learn to think bigger. Here's the last thought about vision. As a leader, when you discover your vision, it becomes your inspiration, your fire, your guide. If you haven't found yours yet, keep looking. I promise you'll know it when you find it. And when you do, be sure that you nurture it, embrace it, own it, and make sure you also paint a compelling picture of it for your followers, because vision is the essential quality of leadership. Without it, it'll be difficult to reach your full potential as a leader. Okay, everyone, that does it for today. Thanks for joining me again. I'm going to be back here next week speaking about more ways to reboot your leadership in 2020. That's right. Next week, I'm coming back to talk about what it's going to cost you to be a leader. Wait, you didn't realize real leadership came with a price tag? It sure does. I'm going to tell you why it's so important that leaders exercise self-discipline and why it's not that easy. Hey, I hope you're going to join me next week. We only have 2 more episodes left in this reboot series, so make sure that you catch them all. All right, friends, until we meet again, remember, be powerful, but stay poised just like a lion. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching the Weekly Roar live event at lionenterprise.com. If you enjoyed this video, please tell others to join us each week here in the Lion's Den. Thanks again, and see you next week.